I'm curious if you could talk a little bit about maybe perhaps the philosophical or practical considerations that go into some of the constraints you chose to, or that you choose to impose on your process.
For me, playing a clarinet is a big choice and it allows a certain expression, at least for me, having played it a long time. But also, at least on my end, it's the electronics are very simple. Everything I'm doing is pretty simple, and I've explored it fairly deeply. So I feel totally comfortable in that. And it's a limitation. I sort of limit myself to stuff that I can really understand what I'm doing. Well, and if it gets too out there, technology wise or anything, I want to keep it totally within. I can control what's going on. I guess. I don't know. What do you have to say about that, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned a lot of the choices we made. So for myself, I've got a lot of instruments. I have learned throughout the years of doing this that if I try to go, I'm going to use all five of these are my favorite. I'm going to do all, then nothing gets done. So just paring it down, saying, playing with Glenn, what I envisioned was what would work well with the clarinet was a Rhodes piano. So that was one choice that went through its own looper and its own set of effects. And you can hear a lot of that on anywhere there's the Rhodes being used on the album. It kind of is, it's a recognizable, right? But the other instrument is the Expressive E Osmo. So this is a new kind of instrument from Expressive E where they've introduced technology into the keys themselves, which allow the keyboard player to be very expressive. So there's multiple stages as you press the key down that are programmable. The key can move left and right, and that can be programmable. So doing things like having a sound that might start off clicky, but then speed up, and I can control the speeding up and the slowing down, or even more simply, just the brightness on a pad and bring that brightness in and bring it out. But I'm controlling that through the way I'm playing rather than turning knobs or post-processing or anything like that. So it allows me to be expressive in the moment. The Rhodes allowed me to be expressive in the moment. And those were sort of the constraints. I said, I don't want anything synchronized. We're not using a drum machine. We're not synchronizing the three loopers that we were using. We're just going to let them float free and allow ourselves to be expressive to the instruments that we're playing. So Glenn incredibly expressive on the clarinet, and I was trying to stay up with him on that through my instruments, being expressive and blending in as well as I could.